Hey guys, Anfield here. Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to share some tips and tricks for new, returning, and maybe even experienced players. I might make a few of these videos depending on how useful you guys find them, as well as what new potential tips I come across. So, if you have any tips of your own, then by all means leave them in the comment section below and I'll check them out. But regardless, let's get straight into the tips. For the first tip, I have a simple one, and it pertains to world bosses. Some of you may already have boss ults positioned at various world bosses, which you can equip with Oasis gear during the long COVID event that we have if you play on PC. This allows you to instantly show up to any world boss, as well as avoiding crystals or XP on your main character. If you haven't already, I highly recommend that you do this, but what I'm often surprised to learn is that many players aren't aware that you can actually hide other players. So if you've ever had a world boss where there's tons of players and it's a huge amount of lag, you can actually hide these players using a simple shortcut by pressing Shift F5. This gives you a massive FPS performance boost while tackling these world bosses. Our second tip on the list is aimed more for newer players, as more experienced players should already know about the dice. We're of course talking about the Black Spirit Adventure. The Black Spirit Adventure, or BSA for short, is a menu mini game that you can find in your escape menu. You can roll the dice 3 times a day with a 30-minute cooldown and land on rewards for free. You can also get extra dice as well as cards that improve your run through. If you're able to reach the end enough times, you can begin to get big rewards such as Shakatu boxes, gold bar boxes, and even a 100 fail stack eventually. So I highly recommend that you do this almost religiously. Just get in the habit of it so you can get some big payoffs. My next tip is all about ecology knowledge in your H menu. That's when you press the H button, it brings up a menu and it gives you all about knowledge, and part of that knowledge is ecology. Now if you don't know what the ecology system is in Black Desert, it's basically a ranking you get while killing monsters. You may have noticed it if you've already started playing. When you kill monsters, you can get a grade of knowledge on them. The minimum is C, which allows you to see the monster HP bar, and basically this allows you to see that instead of like the HP bar gradually turning more red. But there's more use than that, so if you get higher knowledge you get more benefits. A B grade allows you to get less damage from that monster. A, it gives you bonus damage. A plus for more bonus damage, and S gives you more bonus rare drops. So increasing your knowledge in grind spots you intend to commit some time to has obvious benefits, and even without bonuses to ecology knowledge, percent chance to increase that stuff, you will still likely eventually get S with enough time on the monsters in the area. However, what about those pesky critters and weak mobs you pass by on your journey or while questing? Well, it benefits you to get S or as high as you can on them as well. The reason for this is due to the item drop bonus you can get from reaching certain ecology bracket. The max ecology bracket is 8,000, and at this bracket you get 20% bonus drop. Each mob you have grants you more points towards this bracket. So C and B are 1 point, A is 2 points, A plus is 5 points, and S at max is 10 points. Now in order to assist you, there are a number of cheap buffs you can get. The first and most obvious is the Simple Crom Meal, or Oasis Crom Meal, Simple Crom Meal, for PC players during the event, which is only 1 silver at Oasis vendors, so I highly recommend you get that. The next is a Savage Draft, an elixir that grants you knowledge gain for ecology. There are specific elixirs for it, but I recommend just getting the draft, it's easier. Finally, there's also bird pets, which come with ecology bonuses that increase by tier. There are some event things like chocolate and stuff they sometimes give away, but generally these are the most core ones, but you can always look up more. If you're a new player, focus on running just the Simple Cron. It has big benefits aside from just ecology anyway while you're killing monsters, but you can also pick up the odd Savage Draft if you feel like it. I recommend taking a little bit of extra time per area just to pick up some knowledge as you progress in your journey. It will save you work for later, and if you want to identify a specific mob you still need knowledge on or higher knowledge on, you can do this by pressing H to get your knowledge menu and selecting that mob. So for tip 4, it's kind of a long tip and also a long distance dream for some of you, but it's something that if you do intend on acquiring one day, I can't recommend enough that you start some prep work early. What I'm talking about is mythical horses or tier 10 horses. At the time of this video, only the Pegasus can achieve a mythical form. However, the other 2 dream horses, Unicorn and Doom, are also slated for their own mythical variants. Okay. So how does this work, and what can a new player do to help them get a mythical horse later? Well, essentially the horses have one main big cost sink. You need 2 tier 9 horses, a male and a female of the same type, i.e. 2 Pegasuses, if you want to go for a mythical Pegasus. This, of course, is not something a newer player will be able to get, yet. But in order to make attempts, there are other things you need. But one thing can only be obtained by a daily and a weekly quest, time gating your attempts. Now, I pray that the week after I make this video, they change it. This happens a lot where I make videos and PA changes something. It happens to my ranger guides all the time. Please, PA, do something about this. But as it is right now, you are time gated on attempts at tier 10. It has a 3% chance to succeed, and there's no fail stack like when you fail tier 9s. So this tip is focused on those daily and weekly quests. This is something all players, new to veteran, can do, and I tell people all the time on my stream to do this. If they're ever interested in the horses, start this now. So to start, we'll need to increase your training level, the life skill needed to unlock the quest in the first place. You can of course AFK auto loop horses to achieve higher training level over time, but to accelerate this process I recommend just capturing horses. For this you'll want a few things. Any life skill buff you can get your hands on, like seafood and just general scrolls and things. If you want to be fancy, you can get a Stonetail food and a Celerity draft. Those are both great for horse XP, or training XP. You can maintain 2 training clothes at once. So if you have one with a tailored coupon, you can make it into an outfit, and then the other one you can just keep as a normal armor. So it'll unequip everything you have on armor-wise, and then you can put one on as an outfit, so you get double the bonus. This increases your capture rate by 15% each one while you're capturing horses, as well as gives you XP. So you can get one of these actually while reaching professional training from the game, but you can just buy them from luxury vendors as well. Now, confession time. I know that the weekly and daily quest for Stonetail Ranch and for the Royal Fern route is not available with beginner training, but I don't actually know when it unlocks. I guess it's skilled 1 training, but I'm not 100% sure, I'm sorry. That said, getting Artisan 1 training will not only give you 3 Fern routes from the daily, but it will also allow you to use Sprint while auto-pathing, which is really nice, so it's worth it for that also. Getting back to horse capturing, basically you need to take some rope with you that you can get from any stable keeper with a shop. You may also want to take some sugar lumps. However, a decent portion of the horse community is certain they have no actual effect and that the game only checks that you've been in the capture mode with the horse for more than 30 seconds. So the actual sugar lump only helps by extending the time you're interacting with the horse with its animation. So if you are successful with the horse and you get up to it and you think you can capture it complete, you basically just mount the horse and that's it. If it kicks you off, then you have to do it again. That may be related to the fact that you try to get on too soon, you didn't wait enough time. If you are successful with the capture, you can actually immediately dismount the horse and then go back to your other horse, or just run directly to a stable keeper, and the horse will follow or even TP to your location. You do not need to ride your new horse back. I usually just sell the horses at the stable keeper. You're only there for the XP anyway. And you can do this as well if you're doing it for the daily or weekly quests. You don't need to keep the horse. Once the quest completes as soon as you successfully mount the horse. But you can keep the horses for other things if you want to. Maybe you want to Imperial them later. For weekly Fern Route quests, you go to Wapra. It's a little goblin at the Stonetail Horse Ranch in Medaya, and he will give you the quest Fly Like the Wind. This will give you 30 Fern Routes regardless of training level, although obviously you have to unlock it. Although all you need to do is capture any horse. It's super easy, and this is the one you absolutely shouldn't skip. Even if you're extraordinarily lazy, don't skip this quest, because it's once a week and it's so fast. The daily is called No Worries for the Prepared, and you have to have, so basically your training level affects how many you get as a reward. As a master trainer, mine has master in brackets and it says it gives me 4 per day. When I was artisan though, it was giving me only 3, so the higher you get. If I could somehow by some miracle get guru training, it would give me 5. This is, for this quest though, you need to actually capture a specific horse, not any horse. So it's a little bit harder technically. So you need to look for the horse tier that depends on your training level. For Master, it's tier 4. If you're not sure how to know how much, it should tell you in the quest description anyway, but the reward tells you as well. So basically, if you get 3 Fern Root, you know it's a tier 3 horse. If it was 2 Fern Root, you know you need to capture a tier 2 horse, etc. So yeah, hopefully, by the time that you've done a lot of this, and not even bothered anything else to do with tier 10s, you'll have hundreds of Fern Root, if not thousands, and so you can make many attempts at once, as you need like 100 Fern Root per attempt. So yeah, best of luck, guys. Our final tip of the video, tip 5, is just a simple one, and it's do field bosses. You can join relevant discords for them, like the International Hunting Association discords, so you know exactly when they spawn and on what channel. Field boss rewards are actually very nice. They were buffed not so long ago, and you can of course leave an ult around the Heidel area, which has access to all of them. You put decent gear on it, like the Oasis gear, and with a decent horse you can reach them very easily. Their rewards can include boss gear, ancient spirit dust, fail stacks, and other things. I highly recommend taking advantage of them, especially if you're a new player, but even if you're a veteran of the game. Field bosses are really underrated by a lot of players, and they're actually really good. So that's it. Thank you for watching the video. I hope even if you knew everything, you still had a fun time watching. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for the notifications of more videos, and I'll see you next time.